Okay, so last week you were on lesson 4. So today that means you're going to be on lesson what? 5. And today's lesson, you guys are going to read a new story called Thumbelina. What is it called?
Thumbelina.
Okay, so we have 2 objectives. How many?
2.
Okay, the first one I want you to repeat after me, okay? I can
I can
show an understanding
show an understanding
of the word
of the word
scarcely.
scarcely.
I can
I can
use
use
a Venn diagram
a Venn diagram
to compare and contrast
to compare and contrast
2 folk tales.
2 folktales.
Alrighty, so we're going to go over story elements. Story elements are things that are found in every story. What are some story elements that you learned about? Somebody give me one.
Tom Thumb,
Okay, and Tom Thumb is what in the story? He's the what?
main character.
He's the character. Good job. What's another element of the story?
Cinderella.
Okay, but we need another. We got the characters, so we don't need to name people anymore. We need to name something else. So what's something else? Okay, so those are characters. What else is important in the story? What about where the story takes place, right? What is that called? The setting. Yes. What about what happens in the beginning, middle, and end? That's the plot. Good job. So these are the story elements. We have characters, setting, plot, and conflict. Conflict is what in the story? The problem that happens in the story. Good job. So characters are the people or animals that the story is about, or the people in the character. You know, animals don't have to be the main characters or anything like that, but they're just the people in the story. The setting, that's where and when the story takes place, right? And then, let me move this over here because I keep stepping in front of y'all. I don't want to do that, right? Okay, and the plot, that's the events of the story. What happens in the beginning, middle, and end. What is the plot? It's what happens in the story that takes place in the beginning. Good job. And then we have conflict. That's the problem characters face in the story, right? So what are folk tales? Somebody tell me, what is a folk tale? Raise your hand and tell me, what is a folk tale? Well, let's start with this question. Is a folk tale fiction or nonfiction? It's fiction. What does fiction mean? It's not real. Were they made up a long time ago or recently?
Long time ago.
They were made up a long time ago, right? And they have been told again and again. So, is a folk tale true or make-believe?
Make-believe.
Good job, you guys. So let's discuss, how do you know that Tom Thumb is fictional or that he's a folk tale, it's a make-believe story? How did you know Tom Thumb was not real?
Because he was a little bitty child.
Exactly, he was this small. Are we this small? No,
He
right?
grew up as this small like a baby and then taller and taller.
Exactly. So that's how we know. What else? What about the animals in the story talking? Can animals talk in real life?
No.
No. Exactly, right? So who are the characters in Tom Thumb? Let's see who remembers the characters. Raise your hand.
His dad.
Okay, his dad. Who else?
The princess.
Okay, the princess. Or not the princess, but the milkmaid. Okay, who else? Not the horse. The mom. What else? So here's the characters. We have Tom Thumb, the farmer, the farmer's wife. Okay, we have strangers who is kind of trying to take over stuff like the robbers. We have the milkmaid, wolf, and cow, right? So what adventures did Tom Thumb have? He loved animals, but what did he do to the robbers?
He made them get in trouble. He made them get in trouble like, oh, how much money do you want?
Right, he got them in trouble, right? So how was Tom Thumb able to help other people? Remember you said Tom Thumb tricked the robbers into getting in trouble, right? Didn't he help people by saving them from not getting robbed and not losing things that they worked hard for? So that's something. So Tom Thumb was no bigger than the size of a what?
A thumb.
So guess what?
That's why his name is Tom Thumb.
Exactly. So the main character today is also this tiny. Okay, her name is Thumbelina. What is her name?
Thumbelina.
This story was written by Hans Christian Andersen, okay? You don't have to repeat it. It's hard to say, huh? Okay, level. Thank you. Okay, so now we are about to read Thumbelina, okay? But before we read Thumbelina, I want to go over some things with you, okay? So, during the story, I'm going to be reading. I need you to put your thinking caps on. You're going to flick your listening ears on, and we're going to zip it, lock it, and put it in our right. And I also need you to pay very close attention because I'm going to ask questions in between during the story as I'm reading it. So you got to be careful because guess what? At the end of the story, the person that knows the answers, that's paying attention, they're going to get a what? All right. So ready? Let's try. Put your thinking cap on, flick your listening ears on, and all right, let's start. So this story is called Thumbelina. Once there was a woman who wanted a child more than anything in the world. At last, in loneliness and sorrow, she went to a wise old woman and spoke of her desires. So why did the woman go see the wise old woman? What did she want so bad? A child, right? All right. That's as easy as winking, said the old wise woman. Take this seed and plant it in the flower pot with good, rich earth. Water it carefully and guard it very well. The woman did as the old woman said. The first time she watered the seed, a large and brilliant flower sprang up. It was still a bud, its petals tightly closed. The woman bent to kiss the flower, but the moment her lips touched it, the silky petals, they began to open. What do you think's in the petals? Okay, who thinks it's a child? Give me a thumbs up. Who thinks it's not a child? Give me a thumbs down. All right, let's see. The woman could not believe her eyes. There inside sat a tiny little girl. She was perfectly formed, as graceful as a flower from which she'd come when the woman held her. She discovered that the tiny girl was scarcely the size of her thumb. So scarcely means barely, hardly, or almost not. The girl was barely as tall as the woman's thumb, okay? So remember that word scarcely. So scarcely means barely, or hardly, or almost not, okay? Though she was a wonderful child in every way, she never grew at all. She was called Thumbelina, and she was treated with great extravagance and care. If Thumbelina was treated with great extravagance, it means that she lived a life of luxury and had everything she could ever want or need. Her cradle was a polished walnut shell. Each night she slept between fresh flower petals. In the daytime, she liked to sit on a table and sing the sunlight. Her voice was very beautiful, high, haunting, and silvery. One night as she lay asleep, a toad hopped in at the window. "What a lovely wife for my son," she said. Without even looking around her, she took up the walnut shell and hopped off with it into the garden. So who's the new character we met? We met the woman, the old woman, Thumbelina, and who's the character we just met? Who grabbed her just now? The frog, the mama frog, because she said the girl would make a perfect wife for her. Who? For who? Her son. Okay, let's see what's about to happen. "Here, look what I brought you," said the toad proudly to her son. But the only sound he could utter was a croak, croak, croak. "Don't talk so loud or you will wake her," complained the mother toad. "She might still run away from us." So the mother toad and her son went back to the home near the stream's edge. They placed Thumbelina on a lily pad in the middle of the water so that she could not escape. Do you think Thumbelina's gonna like this?
No.
No.
She's gonna be waking up in the water.
Let's see. Oh, you were right. In the morning, Thumbelina woke up and looked all around her at the great arching sky. She felt her lily pad rock with the motion of the stream and cried out in terror. Why might Thumbelina be frightened, you guys?
Because she's in the water.
She's in the water, right? What else?
She can't get out.
She can't get out, but she doesn't know where she's at, right?
Why would they do that?
I don't know. That's not nice, huh? All right, let's see what's going to happen. So the mother toad and her son heard Thumbelina crying and went to see what was the matter. Thinking that Thumbelina was just crying out of loneliness, They ignored her and returned back to making wedding plans. Does that sound nice?
No.
Exactly. Let's see. Upon hearing sobs, a fish swimming in the water below came to the surface and looked curiously at Thumbelina. A butterfly also heard the cries and flew over to see what was wrong. "Oh, please help me," she said. "I must get away from here." And so the fish began to gnaw at the lily stalk with his sharp little teeth. So, a lily stalk is under the water, okay? You see how it's under the water? It looks like it's just floating, but the stalk is planted under the water, right? So the stalk is holding the lily pad in place until the fish came, okay? At last, the leaf broke free and floated down the stream. Away went Thumbelina, gently spinning with the current. Gradually, her fear left her, and she began to enjoy the journey. Never before had she been outside. Thumbelina floated down the river, far, far away from her mother, from the mother toad and her son. It was summertime, and she spent the next several months drifting peacefully from place to place along the shore. When it rained, she slept under a large spreading leaf to shelter herself from the rain. For food, she sipped nectar from flowers, ate wild berries, and drank the dew that lay on the leaves at dawn. Dew is drops of water that form on cool surfaces at night, okay? All the while, she listened to the birds chirping in the trees above her and made friends with butterflies that floated on the breeze nearby. Oh, goodness. Do you think she's having a good time?
No.
What do you think she is?
She's cold.
She's cold.
And mad.
She's sad, right?
I can tell.
All right, let's see. Before long, though, summer came to an end and autumn quickly passed. The cold chill of winter soon filled the air. There were no more berries for food. All the birds and butterflies had disappeared. Thumbelina was cold and hungry. Now she was truly alone, and the place was a foreign land to her. So foreign means unfamiliar, okay? What do you think happened? Well, what do you think will happen to Thumbelina now?
I think she will freeze into ice.
You think she'll freeze into ice? What else? What
She
is?
will be an ice cream.
Okay, let's see. Not far away, a field mouse gathering some last bits of kindling to burn in her fireplace during the winter. Kindling is dry sticks and twigs that are used to start fires, okay? When she saw Thumbelina, she said, "My poor dear, you are nearly frozen with cold. You must come home and spend the winter with me. I have plenty to eat and my home is warm and dry." Thumbelina gracefully accepted the invitation and followed the field mouse to a small hole in the ground. As they descended into the tunnel, Thumbelina realized that she was in a snug, small dwelling of a field mouse. Thumbelina was in the field mouse's home. Corn was piled up all around her, and its smells was all in the air. "Please," said Thumbelina, "could I have a bit of corn to eat?" "You poor thing," the field mouse answered kindly. "You had better come into my room and have dinner with me." The two got along well together, and after some days, the field mouse invited Thumbelina to work for her and stay the winter. Every day, hold on, you guys, let me see. There was a little pause. Okay, let's continue. Okay, every day Thumbelina helped the field mouse with her housework, and they would spend the rest of the day enjoying a cup of tea and chatting before the fire. Thumbelina soon grew very fond of the field mouse. She was happy to have found such a good and kind friend. Okay, so what characters have you met so far? Let's see who remembers. Somebody give me some characters we met. What did we meet? Thumbelina, okay. The mouse. The frog. The mom. And who helped the mom get Thumbelina? The who? The old lady. Good job. Okay, why did the mother toad take Thumbelina? What did the mother toad or frog take? Why did she take Thumbelina? She wanted her to do what? Stop it, baby. Stop it, baby. Why did the frog take Thumbelina?
Because they wanted her to be the wife of The wife of the sun.
The wife of the sun frog, right? Okay, how does the field mouse treat Thumbelina?
Nice.
Nice, right?
And he lets her have food.
All right, let's see what happens. So late one evening, the field mouse said to dust the floor and polish everything in the room until it shone. An important visitor was coming to call. This was a mole who was very rich and wore a sleek velvet coat, but he had very poor eyesight, and even with his glasses, he could barely see. Here, the word glasses means a pair of lenses worn on the eyes to help someone see. He hated the sun and mocked or made fun of all of the creatures that lived outdoors. The field mouse, however, was impressed by the mole's riches. She told Thumbelina to sing for him and tell stories of her travel. As he listened to Thumbelina's beautiful voice, the mole fell in love with her. The next time he came to visit, he said he would show them his rooms underground by the pale light, of a piece of torchwood. He led them through a long, twisted passage. So, who's the new character we just met? The who?
The mole.
The mole. Good job. Okay. Suddenly, they came upon a swallow lying sprawled in the passageway. Thumbelina felt sorry for the swallow, but the mole kicked at him with his stumpy legs. What a pitiful life to be a bird, he said. A creature who does nothing at all but fly from branch to branch is not prepared for winter. So, what do you think of the mole's actions? You think he's being nice?
No, he just kicked him.
Okay, the bird, right? You kicked the bird, that was mean, right? Yeah. Okay, so is that a nice way to treat or talk to another living thing?
No. You should treat him nicely and help him, like give him some medicine.
Exactly, let's see what happens next. So Thumbelina said nothing and let the mole and the field mouse walk ahead. Okay, each night after that, she crept out of bed to tend the swallow. As he grew stronger, he told her how he had torn his wing on the thorn bush. The other swallows had flown away to warm countries, but he had not been able to keep up with them. At last, he could go further and plummeted to the ground. Thumbelina kept the swallows a secret from the field mouse and the mole. Why do you think she kept it a secret from them? Somebody raise your hand and tell me. Why do you think she kept it a secret from them? Because they was mean to him at first, right? So let's see what happens next. Every evening now, the mole came to call on Thumbelina. He made her sing until her voice grew hoarse. The mole made her sing so much that her voice became weak and scratchy. Whenever she stopped, he prodded her to continue. This was the way he loved her. How do you think the mole made Thumbelina feel? Sad, right? Because he kept making her do stuff. Why doesn't Thumbelina stick up for herself?
Because she's no scratchy.
Raise your hand.
Because she knows she's going to get in trouble by him.
Right, and she's also lost by herself, right? Mm-hmm. So without ever once asking Thumbelina, the mole and the field mouse agreed that she would be married to him in autumn. But Thumbelina did not want to marry the mole, and she wept bitterly. So, what do you think's going to happen next? What do you think's going to happen next, you guys? So, she doesn't want to get married to the mole. She feels trapped. Why do you think she feels that way?
Because she's lost and by herself.
Good job. Who else has a good answer for me? Why else do you think she feels trapped and lost? I'm going to call on somebody who don't raise their hand and answer. Because she's scared. She's by herself, right? So let's see what happens. But now the wedding day had come. For the last time, she crept to the door still to stand in the sunshine. She knew the mole would never permit her to leave his side. She wept and she felt the warmth upon her face and made ready to go back to earth. Then suddenly above her, she heard a shower or notes of glorious morning song. Who do you think is that? The next character we met. Who do you think it is? The bird, right? So she looked up and there was the swallow. Okay? The cold winter is coming again, he said, flying down on her. I've looked for you many times and now I must fly away to the warm countries. Won't you come with me? I'll take you where it is always summer. That was nice, right? Okay, let's see. This time Thumbelina did not hesitate. She climbed upon the swallow's back. Then he rose up to the sky. At last they arrived in the warm countries. The sun beat down upon the earth, and the light was clear as crystal. Lemons and oranges hung on the trees, and the air was fragrant with smells of spices. Fragrant means has a pleasant smell. The swallow flew, or until they came to a dazzling white palace in the pillars, where many nests, and one of these was the swallow's home. Okay? Thumbelina did not remember that she had lived before in a flower, but the idea seemed too good for her. The swallow set her gently down on petals of brilliantly colored flowers. Then she slid inside. But this could not be the thought. The home was already taken. Who might already be living in the flower?
Nobody.
Who do you think? Nobody? Who do you think? The frog. Okay, who else? Who do you think?
Ooh, I think the wizard.
Let's see. A young man was standing there, shining if he had been made of glass. A gold crown was on his head, and buzzing wings grew from his back. Isn't he wonderful, Thumbelina thought. Never before had she seen a person just her size. The young man explained to Thumbelina that a small person lived in each of these flowers. He was their king. Then he took off his crown and placed it upon Thumbelina's head. You are so lovely, he said. Won't you be my queen? He's a prince. Thumbelina never thought to refuse. She could tell he was kind by the sound of his voice and the curve of his mouth. She felt that at last she had come home. Then the king declared that there was to be a welcoming party more joyful than any seen before in the land. From all the flowers, men and women came, bringing gifts for Thumbelina. But the most wonderful was the pair of tiny wings that could be fastened to her back so she too could dart among the flowers. Everyone danced all night, and above them in his nest was the swallow singing for them his most heartwarming tune. The end, y'all. Wasn't that cool?
Yes.
So now I have some questions. We're looking too loud. Okay, so now we have some questions. So I need you to listen carefully, okay? Because we're going to answer them in complete sentences, okay? All right. And we got to raise our hand. So who gives the magic seed to the woman in the beginning of the story? Raise your hand and tell me. Who gave her the magic seed? No, who gave the mom the magic seed in the beginning? Good job. So say the old woman gave the other lady a magic seed. Good job. And what happens when the woman plants the seed? Somebody raise their hand and tell me. In a complete sentence.
They grow.
Okay, they grow, but what grows?
The flower grows, and then when the flower opens up, there's a human inside of it.
Good job. And what's the human's name?
Thumbelina.
Good job. Okay, so this story has many settings because it takes place in different places. What are some settings in the story? What are some of the settings that were in the story? Raise your hand and tell me.
Or we have this one. She met the king of the
Okay, the place where she met the king of the butterflies, so a garden maybe. What's another place?
outside.
Outside where? There's a,
Water.
by the water in the lily pad. Good job.
The
The mouse's house.
in the mom's house.
The mom's house. One more place.
Dad house.
No. The
The
toad's house. Okay, what other story has many settings as the main characters and has many adventures? What other story was like that? What's the story you just read?
Tom Thumb.
Tom Thumb, yes. So how does the swallow or bird help Thumbelina escape the mole in the end of the story? What does he do?
He takes the woman away from the.
So what does the swallow do? He what?
He takes the woman away from the mom
And brings her where?
to
Outside where? Because this is where she met the prince.
Oh, outside by the pond.
Okay, and who did she meet when the
She
swallow?
met the frog,
No.
the fish, and the butterfly.
So, okay, the swallow saw that the mouse was trying to make Thumbelina marry the mole. So, the swallow flew, stop it, sit back, thank you. The swallow took Thumbelina and flew her to a flower garden. And in the flower petals, who did Thumbelina meet?
The king.
The king, good job. Okay, alright, so, how does the way Tom Thumb escapes the wolf at the end of the story different from the way Thumbelina escapes the mole? So how did Tom Thumb escape the wolf at the end of the story?
The dad swishes away with the broom.
Okay. How does Thumbelina, what's the difference? Thumbelina escaped how?
She escaped by the frog.
Nope.
By the bird.
By the bird, right? Okay, folk tales sometimes teaches us lessons, just like fables do. And this lesson is, is there a lesson or something we can learn or use in our lives in this story? I think so. So a little person can do what? A little person can do great things, okay? That was a hard question, so I helped you guys like that. So this is my favorite part. So, using ideas from the stories, explain which folktale you like better out of Tom Thumb and Thumbelina and tell me why. So I know I'm gonna pick on you in a few, but give me somebody new. I'm gonna pick on you. Which folktale did you like better, Tom Thumb or Thumbelina? Why? Okay, so what we're gonna do is I want you to get a partner. So I want you two together, I want you two together, and you two together, and I want you guys to pick which folktale was your favorite and tell your partner why. Okay, I got 2 minutes. I'm about to put 2 minutes on the board, okay? All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. You guys start now. Yes, start now. Tell me what is your favorite story out of Tom Thumb and Thumbelina? Start now. And tell them why you like it. Shorten the time. You guys have, I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. Well, 15. Go. Keep going. Okay, so now I'm going to call on one person from each group, and I want you to tell me your partner's favorite story and why do they like it. So let's start with this group. What was your partner's favorite story?
She said she liked the part when
So I'm going to ask you, what was your partner's favorite story?
Thumbelina.
Okay, why was it her favorite story?
Because she said she liked the bird.
She liked the bird when he saved her. Okay, this group, I'm going to ask you, what was your partner's favorite story?
She said she liked Tom Thumb.
Okay, why did she like Tom Thumb?
Because she liked the middle.
The middle of the story? What happened in the middle of the story? Can you let me know what you liked about it?
I said Thumbelina.
We gotta pay attention. So that means you weren't listening. That's not good.
She said,
So I'm gonna let you tell me your favorite story was Thumbelina. Why would you like Thumbelina?
because I like the middle.
The middle. Oh, so you got Thumbelina and Tom Thumb. So she said you got the middle. What about the middle did you like?
Like the part when it was like getting to the next.
Okay. What did your partner say was her favorite story?
Thumbelina.
And what was your favorite part of it?
My favorite part of it where it was a beautiful place when the king was at.
Okay, good job. So my favorite story out of the two was Tom Thumb. And I like Tom Thumb better than Thumbelina because it was more action-packed. He did a lot of fun stuff like get the robbers in trouble and running around town and doing all these fun things. So that's my favorite one out of the two. So we heard when the woman held her and discovered that the tiny girl was scarcely the size of a thumb, right? What word did we learn about that I said, remember? Scarcely. Say the word 3 times fast. Scarcely, scarcely, scarcely. Good job. Okay, so scarcely means barely, hardly, or almost not. For example, Ted scarcely made it to the school on time because the bus was late. That means he barely made it to school because the bus was so late, right? So, what is a time when you have been scarcely or barely able to do something? I'll give you one. Miss Porter made it to work this morning, but, let me see. Miss Porter scarcely made it to work this morning because it was so much traffic on the bridge. It was so much traffic. So that means I barely made it to work today. Yeah. So what's a time when you were scarcely or barely able to do something besides what I just said? Give me somebody new. Yeah. Huh? Okay, so you scarcely made it on the water park because the line was so long? Okay. So now what we're gonna do is this. So the opposite of scarcely is well. So tell your partner about a time when you were doing something, when you were able to do something well or fully without being in a scarcely area. So talk to each other about that. Actually, no, don't worry about that. So I'm gonna pass this sheet out to you, okay? And this is a word worksheet. And it's on the word scarcely. So remember, scarcely means barely or hardly, right? So I'm gonna pass out some pencils as well. I want you to write your name and the date, okay? You're welcome, baby. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to trace and complete the sentence to tell about something you were scarcely able to do. Then draw a picture to match. So this is what I'm going to do. Well, first write your name and the date. So today is what?
The 21st.
Okay, we're screaming out and that's not cool, okay? But you are right, today is the 21st. Okay, everybody wrote their name?
Yes.
Okay, so it says trace and complete the sentence to tell about something you were scarcely able to do. And then you're going to draw a picture to match. So we have 3 success criteria. 1, we're going to trace. 2, we're going to finish the sentence, right? Because they already wrote it for us. We just have to finish it. And then the third step is we're going to draw a picture. Okay. So the first step is trace. So let's go right here and just trace these words that are already on our paper. Let's do that now. Do that now. Thumbs up when you're done. So scarcely means hardly able to, right? So scarcely means barely, hardly, or almost not. So I want you to tell me something you were scarcely able to do. So I'm going to go first. I was scarcely able to cook dinner because I was sleepy. What's something you were scarcely able to do? Somebody give me some ideas.
Like, I was scarcely able to go to the pool because I was too late.
Okay. Why? Okay. Okay, Miss Porter fixed her computer. Sorry, guys. So, now I want you guys, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and I want you to write a sentence of a time where you were scarcely able to do something. We had some great examples, right? So I want, you guys can't talk out loud. So I want you guys to go ahead and write it. So we already did the beginning of our sentence. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and finish the sentence. So we checked off the first part of the assignment. Now let's check off the second. Finish the sentence. Okay, and then we're gonna share. You guys have, let's see. I'll give you guys a minute to do that, okay? All right, go ahead and do that now. And I'm gonna walk around and come help. So you already have the beginning of your sentence, right? The beginning of it is, I was scarcely able to cook dinner. Oh, well, I was scarcely able to. That's the beginning, right? So finish that off. So you're not paying attention. We already did the beginning of the sentence. You don't have to rewrite it. What you have to do, I was scarcely able to what? What were you scarcely able to do? Go swimming. Because you said when you were scarcely able to go swimming because the pool was almost closed, right? So that's what you would write. But the beginning of the sentence is already written. You're doing great. You're welcome. Oh, sorry. So now you guys have to do that on your own. And then I'm going to collect it, okay? Yes, ma'am. Okay, just write it right here. Okay, you were scarcely able to play with my cousin. Is that what you're gonna write? Okay. We'll keep it like that. You can keep it as my cousin. But what? Because what? Because you're asleep. Okay, go ahead and write it. I was scarcely able to. Good job. Okay. I'm gonna count down. We have 10 seconds. Y'all should be almost done writing it because We're gonna finish the sentence, then we gotta draw our picture. So let's go. Because we gotta go to lunch too. In like 15 minutes, so come on. So 10, 9, 8, thumbs up when you're done. EP, period. Okay, what baby?
How do you spell?
Do it the best you can, but we have to move on because you have to turn this in. Okay, when you're done writing your sentence, you're going to draw a picture of the sentence you wrote. So for example, I was scarcely able to cook dinner because I was sleepy. I'm going to draw this of me sleeping. Okay? Yes, sir.
I don't have a lot of space.
Right at the bottom, right here. But we don't have time to keep doing this, so put it right there at the bottom. Because we're about to move on. Draw your picture. Good job. She's drawing her picture. She's drawing her picture. We shouldn't still be writing sentences. We should be done with that. Let's go. Because you only have a minute left. I wouldn't be playing in the chair. I would be doing your picture. She's writing her sentence. Good job. You're done. Good job. Okay? When you're done, I'm going to pick them up. Okay, don't erase your picture because I'm picking it up in 30 seconds. We should be done with our sentence and moving on to our picture. Yeah, thank you. Baby girl, stop erasing and draw your picture because we're moving on. We're not going to waste our time drawing a picture. I'll rather you complete your sentence and do that. Come on, baby, what is going on? What's going on back here? We're still on the sentence, and I'm about to collect this. Let's go. Okay, I got 10 seconds left. You done? Okay, let me see. You done? And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pencils down. Pencils down. We're not listening to directions, okay? Alright, if you didn't finish, it is okay. We need to sit up. Thank you. If you did not finish, it is okay, okay? I'd rather you do your sentence than a picture. So good job, you guys. So what does scarcely means? It means what? Somebody raise your hand and tell me what does scarcely mean.
It means barely do something.
Barely. Good job. Or hardly do something. So everybody repeat after me. It's nothing to be upset about. Stop it, okay? Yes, ma'am? I don't hear you. Yes, what? Thank you. All right, repeat after me. I can show an understanding of the word scarcely. So now we have one more activity, okay? I'm about to pass this out, okay? Everybody get your pencils. Write your name. Okay. You're welcome, baby. Write your name for Miss Porter, okay? So, this is a Venn diagram. Who knows what a Venn diagram is? If you don't know, I'll tell you. Where the lines are? Right there. Okay, so, who knows what a Venn diagram is? Or who would like for me to tell them what it is? If you don't know, it's totally fine. I'm going to tell you. So, a Venn diagram allows us to compare and contrast stories or different things, right? It doesn't have to just be stories, it could be anything. But in this case, we're comparing and contrasting stories, okay? We're going to do this together. So, these two circles are things that are not the same, which means contrast. What does contrast mean? Not the same. And in the middle, this is where you're going to compare that are the same. What does compare mean?
That are the same.
The same, right? So, the two stories that we're going to do this activity on are Tom Thumb and Thumbelina. So, write Tom Thumb, stop doing your name, go on the line and write Tom Thumb on one of the lines. Do that real quick. Here, just put Tom, or instead of putting Tom Thumb, you could put TT, okay? And for Thumbelina, you could put TB, just to shorten it, right? Okay. You can put Tom Thumb, that's TT, and then Thumbelina will be TB, okay? All right, just put TT like this, Tom Thumb, and TB for Thumbelina, okay? So what are some things that Tom Thumb did that Thumbelina didn't? What's the main difference? I have a main difference. That's the easiest one. What's the difference between the two? He was in the ear of a horse, okay? So you can put Tom Thumb was found in an ear. Where was Thumbelina found?
In a flower.
In a flower. Those are, write that down. Don't just watch them. Come on. Okay, what are some other things? I'm going to give you one. You guys gave me one. I'm going to give you one. The main difference is Tom Thumb is a what? A boy, right? And Thumbelina is a what?
A girl.
A girl. Now, what is something they have in common? What is something they have in common? They both are what?
They both are short.
They're both small, not short, but small, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna put 2 minutes on the board. And I want you to complete this. And then we're gonna go to lunch, okay? So start this now. You have 2 minutes. If you can't spell, do the best you can. Do things that are, what do these two circles mean? Things that are what? Different. And what does this circle mean? Things that are?
Same.
Do that right now. Let's see. We'll do some more together because we can work on this as a group. So we can take that off. Let's work on this as a group because I know our brains are a little tired and we're hungry, right? So we can just do something together. So what are some more things that are different from Tom Thumb and Thumbelina?
Tom Thumb, he got attacked by a wolf.
Okay. Oh, what about this? Let's do this. What are the animals were different, right? Well, what kind of animal? Well, we could put what's something that they have in common? What is something? We know they're small. What else?
They like
We gotta raise our hands. It's getting out of control. What are some things they have in common? They're both what? Very. Yeah, put it down. What are some other things?
They don't have parrots.
Okay. What's another thing? What's something else? So one of the differences, did Tom Thumb get taken away or did he just run away?
He got taken away.
Are you sure? Let's see.
Wait.
So at the end of the story, Tom Thumb wants to what? Get back to who?
His parents.
Okay. Okay, what up? Sorry, y'all, that's my alarm for lunch. Okay, what about Thumbelina?
She wanted to go back to her mom.
No. What did Thumbelina do at the end?
Oh,
She got married, right? And did she go back to her mom?
No.
No. Okay, so you guys put your pencils down. Okay. And we completed some of our objectives. So repeat after me. I can. Showing understanding of the word. Scarcely. I can use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast two folk tales. Okay, so everybody bring me your papers. Okay, whose lunchbox is that outside? Okay, go get it, Janaya. Don't everybody else gonna run. Baby girl, you come pick these pencils up for me. Okay, we're gonna drop them off at class before. Okay? All right. Thank you.
You are.